Good morning, children. Here we are going to revise your new voices lessons. Okay, let's start with lesson chapter 10 En route to America. This lesson is written by Nayanthara Sagar. Okay, here the writer Nayanthara Sagar and her sister were sent to America. This was during the pre-independence time, okay, and war was going on, okay, and they were sent by their parents to America. Okay, they went in a troop ship. Okay, in the beginning they found that they had become seasick, but later on they got used to the life in the ship, but there were no recreational activities on the ship. Okay, now, however, they met many people from various countries, okay, and somehow they were able to enjoy their journey to America. Okay. Now, our newfound friends of the ship were of different nationalities. There was a tall, attractive Maori army officer from whom we learnt about New Zealand and its people, and a very Englishman who went about hunched in a dilapidated brown raincoat, complaining about the weather. We argued with him about the war, the future of India, and the destiny of the British Empire. There was a towering blonde Dutch officer of the Royal Netherlands Navy in his glamorous blue and gold uniform, whose rumbling laughter and guttural voice enlivened our long evenings, and a shy, thoughtful young Chinese student who did not talk much but gazed soulfully at Lekha across the table where we gathered. Okay, now children, here I've taken a passage from your text. Okay, and we are going to answer questions. But remember, children, in your exam, we are all multiple choice questions will be there. Okay, you are going to take the right answer. Okay, from whom did Lekha and the writer Nayanthara Sagar learn about New Zealand and its people? Okay, so we have the answer here. There was a tall, attractive Maori army officer from whom we learnt about New Zealand and his people. Okay, so Lekha and the writer Nayanthara Sagar learnt about New Zealand and its people from a tall, attractive Maori army officer. What were the topics on which Lekha and the writer argued with the Englishman? Okay, so we have the answer here. A very Englishman who went about hunched in dilapidated brown raincoat, complaining about the weather. We argued with him about the war, the future of India, and the destiny of the British Empire. So, Lekha and the writer argued with the Englishman about the war, the future of India, and the destiny of the British Empire. How were the writers and Lekha's long evenings enlivened? Okay. Here we have the answer. Okay. There was a towering blonde Dutch officer of the Royal Netherlands Navy in his glamorous blue and gold uniform, whose rumbling laughter and guttural voice enlivened our long evenings. Okay. So the writers and Lekha's long evenings were enlivened by the rumbling laughter and the guttural voice of the blonde Dutch officer of the Royal Netherlands Navy. Give the antonym of the following from the passage. Now here I've given the word short. So from the passage, the antonym of short is tall. The second one is bold. Opposite of bold is shy. So the antonym of bold is shy. The fifth one, our newfound friends of the ship were of different nationalities. Write the part of speech of the underlined words. Okay. So newfound friends. So here newfound, and we have different. So newfound and different, they are adjectives. Okay. Now let's come to the next lesson. The next voice you hear. Okay. The next voice you hear is by George Sumner Albee. Now here one evening the people here, okay, here a voice, okay, that says that it is the voice of God. Okay, of course, the people did not believe it, but later on, when miracles started to happen, the people did believe that it was the voice of God. Okay, now the main aim of God, this voice was just to remind the people to live in harmony and peace with each other, not to fight among themselves, just to respect each other so that they can save their planet as well as themselves from destruction. Okay. Now, let's come to the passage here. Now, lesser malefactors spent Saturday returning stolen books to public libraries, repaying old loans, sending gifts to forgotten aunts in old ladies' homes, and so on. For 99% of the human race, it was astounding what a happy, friendly, pleasant place the earth had become by Saturday night. The Lord's Saturday evening broadcast was favored. Across the world, the radios hummed. Then there became silence, and the beautiful voice, it said, "Now I shall take my leave. You'll find that most of your problems remain. You'll have pain and unhappiness. You still need to feed and to clothe and to govern yourself. Need I tell you why? A planet is a school. Lived here, children, and learned. And now, until we meet again, goodbye. On the seventh day, we presume, he rested." Now, children, this is a passage here I've taken from this lesson. Now, there are some questions here. Okay, I've given you the answer, but as I said, during the exam, you'll have only multiple choice questions where you're going to take the right answer. Okay, so let's come to the question here. How did the lesser malefactors spend Saturday? Okay, so we have the answer. Lesser malefactors spent Saturday returning stolen books to public libraries, repaying old loans, sending gifts to forgotten aunts in old ladies' homes, and so on. Okay, so second question, how had the earth become by Saturday night? Okay, so look at the answer here. Now, for 99% of the human race, it was astounding what a happy, friendly, pleasant place Earth had become by Saturday night. So how had the Earth become? The Earth had become a happy, friendly, pleasant place by Saturday night. Now, the fourth one, a planet is a school. Add a question tag. Okay, so a planet is a school. The question tag, this is a positive sentence. We have a negative tag. A planet is a school, isn't it? You will find that most of your problems remain. Pick out the subordinate clause and state its kind. Okay, so main clause, of course, it is you'll find that most of your problems remain. There's a subordinate clause. Okay, now it's a, yes children, it is a noun clause. Okay. Now, let's come to the poem here. It is The Eagle and the Beetle. Now, this poem is written by Vikram Seth, alright? And this poem is a fable. Now, it's a story about the friendship between the beetle and the hare. Okay? Now, they were fast friends. Okay, and they used to do everything together. But one day what happened? The eagle killed its friend. Okay, and the beetle was it asked the eagle to spare its friend, but the eagle did not. And the beetle then decided that it is going to take revenge on the eagle. And it hunted down the eagle's nest, and every time the eagle used to lay its eggs, the beetle used to go and destroy it. Okay, so the moral of this poem is that if you are strong, okay, it does not qualify you to crush others who are weak. Okay, now here I've taken an extract from the poem and we are going to answer it. Okay, at last she cried, "What is the use of bearing your protection, Zeus, when that small evil clot of nard has massacred my flesh and blood. King of the gods, where may I rest? Where may I safely build my nest? Where lay my eggs without mishap? Here said God, here in my lap. Okay, so this extract I've taken, children. Now just look at the rhyme scheme here. Use, Zeus, mud, blood, wrist, nest, mishap, lap. Okay, these are the rhyming words. So the rhyme scheme will be AA, BB, CC, DD. Okay, just remember that, children. Okay. Now let's come to the question here. Who has massacred the eagle's flesh and blood? Okay. So who has massacred the eagle's flesh and blood, children? It is a beetle. And what does the eagle call the beetle? The eagle calls the beetle small evil clot of blood. I mean, small eagle. 1 minute, children. Here, look at the extract here. The eagle calls the beetle small evil clot of mud. Okay. So, who has massacred the eagle's flesh and blood? The beetle has massacred the eagle's flesh and blood. Okay. Who is the king of gods? Okay. Now here, Zeus is the king of gods. Where did Zeus ask the eagle to lay her eggs? Okay. Now look at this here. Can you see? Now, here in my lap. Okay. So, whose lap is it? It is the lap of of gods, Zeus. Where did Zeus ask the eagle to lay her eggs? Zeus asked the eagle to lay her eggs in his lap. Where may I safely build my nest? Write the figure of speech. Okay. So, what's the figure of speech, children, here? It is interrogation. Now, interrogation here, a question is asked not for the sake of getting an answer, but for emphasis. Okay. Now, so remember, children, the rhyme scheme here and also the rhyming words. Okay. Now, let's come to the next lesson, A Day in the Country by Anton Pavlovich Chekhov. Okay. He's a Russian playwright and a short story writer. Okay. Here is a story about a cobbler and two orphans. Okay. Fyokler and Danilka. Okay. Terenti is the name of the cobbler. Now, the cobbler, he is a very good fellow. Okay. Always willing to help the children. Now, whenever the children need his help, they run to him, and Terenti gladly helps these two children. Okay. So, Terenti seems to know everything. That is what the children feel. He has an answer to everything. Okay. So, these two children always used to go to Terenti, okay, to seek his help. Okay. Now, here's a passage from you hear from the lesson. Terenti walks quickly without stopping or looking from side to side as though he were shoved from behind or afraid of pursuit. Fyokler can hardly keep up with him. They come out of the village and turn along the dusty road towards the Count's copse that lies dark blue in the distance. It is about a mile and a half away. The clouds have by now covered the sun, and soon afterwards there is not a speck of blue left in the sky. It grows dark. Holy, whispers Fyokler, hurrying after Terenti. The first raindrop falls on Fyokler's cheeks and glides like a tear down her chin. Now, your question here, who walks quickly without stopping? Okay, so your answer, look at this here. Terenti walks quickly without stopping. Okay, so Terenti walks quickly without stopping. How far is the Count's copse? Now, here they come out of the village and turn along the dusty road towards the Count's copse that lies dark blue in the distance. It is about a mile and a half away. So the Count's Copse is about a mile and a half away. Okay, Count's Copse, that's it's a clump of, trees and bushes. Okay, what has covered the sun? Okay, so look at this. The clouds have by now covered the sun. So what has covered the sun? The clouds have covered the sun. Fuchler can hardly keep up with him. Pick out the auxiliary verb and state its function. Okay, so here can is the auxiliary verb and its function is can suggest ability. So children, here we have revised these lessons, okay, from your new voices. Okay, so go through the lesson and remember children, during the exams we have only MCQ type questions where you are going to take the correct option. Okay children, so all the best children. Thank you.